Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Ipswich. And I've got a bit of an ice cream here, which is good news because that means my diet is over, which obviously for me is very good news. I have reached my target. I have lost 12 kilos finally, and diet's over now. I've got to start eating a few more calories. But the bad news is I have to work out now and build strength. And all the rest of it. So that's the bad news. Even worse news is I've got to continue with Ipswich. And we do need to talk about Diogo Jota. Very, very sad. But what do I do in terms of playing Liverpool? Because I really don't feel that good about playing against Liverpool with Jota in the Liverpool team. I was kind of hoping that SI would do some sort of patch that would take him out, because it's just not fair, and it doesn't seem respectful to me. But I guess I'm looking for suggestions, my own thoughts on that when we come to Liverpool, and it won't be long when we come to Liverpool. It will be at the beginning of September. It won't be this episode. I think my own thoughts are just to hit instant result so that we don't have to watch it. And the game does whatever the game does for that particular fixture. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Do you have any suggestions for that? Because I just don't feel like it would be a nice thing. I don't know. I'm confused. It's a very, very sad, tragic. I think you're right, James. Just my thought was just hit instant result, then we don't have to go through that game, as it were. This is a double cherry. It just started to drip all over the place. And the other piece of news that I have is that I have started work on my new channel, which will be called, it will not be football based, it will be called Scrambled Eggs. And I've started work on that channel, which will be a mix of stuff that is relevant to people over 50s. So there'll be lots of different things going on that channel, from health and politics to lifestyle and leisure and pensions and all kinds of stuff. Focusing a lot on health and stuff like that. So hopefully that will do well for me as well. I'm hoping that's going to be my retirement channel. You never know. Okay, so let's get on with Ipswich. I'm waffling on here because I really don't want to play. And I've made a decision, funnily enough, to go back to the 4-2-2-1. 4-1-2-2-1. I just feel, looking at the familiarity with this, they are much more familiar with this than they are with other setups. I'm going to keep the high tempo, because when I come down to a lower tempo, if we go down to a lower tempo, they're not too happy with playing at a low tempo. You can see from that the tempo is now just competent. And so I do think that we need to keep that tempo higher, which is what they're most comfortable with. If we now look at it, the tempo is fluid, right at the top of the bar. The width at fairly narrow is still an issue for them. And there's a number of issues. One of the things that I'm thinking about is these wing backs. I'm thinking about cross more often. Dribble less, not for Mane, because he likes to, it's a trait that he has to bring the ball forward. But for Timon, maybe to dribble less. And I'm thinking about for these wing backs, because I lose the ball a lot when they dribble on the flanks, is to just cross more often, giving them the instruction, cross more often. I don't know. Haven't made my mind up on that one yet. But we have a fairly gentle introduction, I would say. Newcastle being the difficult one in here. Bournemouth, Newcastle, Leicester, Middlesbrough and West Ham. And I think that's probably the best fixture list we've had. Hey, 2991. And good evening, James. It's good to see you. I said I would not stream until Sunday. I just wanted to take a couple of days, give people a couple of days, just out of respect. And now the funeral's happened. I don't know. It's just a very, very sad thing that happens. And it affects the whole football community, not just Liverpool Football Club. And I'm happy to say that there has been like a general consensus among all fans of all teams that it was a very, very sad thing that happened, and that people from all walks have come together as one, have united behind this event and not been critical. And it would have been so easy. What have I done here? Yeah, I've decided to play Mane as a wing back just to see what he's like. I don't think he's that good, but we'll give him a try. And then I brought in Bajcetic, who I know to be a late developer. And you know that from the Newcastle save. And he's now 23 years old. He has developed half a star since last season, and I'm going to give him a try. All the others in that position have not been up to scratch, so we're going to give him a try. And we'll have a look at some thoughts on transfers, because I got 71 million in the kitty. And Emmy, how are you? Good to see you. And I've got that money burning a hole in my pocket. Now I've just taken that off. The glitches in this game at the moment are just unreal. And yeah, let's go and tell them it's important to make the use. Now, there's a couple of things also that I want to check out with the opposition. We don't never press. I don't want to give them too many instructions. And that looks about right to me. Because one of the things that does worry me, that might be causing problems, is that they're getting too many instructions. So we'll keep them to a minimum in terms of opposition instructions, and we'll see how we get on. And Badgetic straight on the ball. I've decided it's really difficult to know how to line up formation and what tempo to use, the width to use, and I've tried to line it up with what they're most comfortable with. Swagoto, hey, how are you? And I've also, as you saw, and Utara, of course, gets a place because he was in such good form. And Alande, who can play there, and Arribas, who can play there, they've not been in good form. That was one good ice cream. Problem is with these magnums is that over the years they've got smaller and smaller. Oh, what a start. Well, that certainly put one on Bournemouth straight away. Hey, Callum. Jota playing for Wolves, yeah. It's going back a bit. I've said many times, Callum, that I have got to the point in life. I'm 60, coming up 68 years old now, and I've got to the point in life where, as a Manchester United supporter, I'm not so blinkered only on Manchester United. Yes, of course, I love to see United win and what have you, but I've seen like some of the content creators around Manchester United, as it's almost like nobody else exists, and I'm not one of those, and I enjoy good football no matter who's playing it. And I've seen Jota play many times and been absolutely enthralled by performances that he's put in and thoroughly enjoyed them. There have, of course, been many times where he didn't play that well, but on the times that he did, when he did play well, he could be almost unstoppable. And so good football I enjoy, and I would always enjoy. And I think you'll find that, guys, as you get later in life, that you don't become so obsessed with just one football team, and life is a little bit better after that. But we are in trouble here. The line might be a bit high. I think we will do something about that before it's too late, because that's twice I've seen them getting behind the line. So line might be a little bit high, but yes, Emmy, I totally agree with you. Diamonde is a decent player, I would say. He is never going to be a world-class player, but if you can't afford world-class players, then I would say yes, he's a good signing. He's not going to have a great game for you every time he plays, but like with the budgets that I've got or that I've had, I'd say yes, he's a good purchase. Early days in his Ipswich career, he's only been with us a season, but yeah, I would say definitely is a good purchase. So go ahead, buy him if you can get him. Also lived through the Mike Ashley era, though, so painful to watch. Yeah, I think I mean, I'm even like with some of the Newcastle performances I've seen. The League Cup final was one. They totally outplayed Liverpool, and I thought they were absolutely brilliant in that game. So I appreciate good football, no matter who plays it. And I appreciate good players. Some of the Barcelona youngsters and Real Madrid youngsters are going to be very, very good players. That's why I dropped the line there, trying to get behind my line there. I didn't look. I wonder if they're playing direct counter-attack. And that's why they're getting behind at the moment. They are actually the better team at the moment. And as is the will of Football Manager, often the better team loses. As I found out last season to my cost, because we were the better team on so many occasions and just didn't get the result. And I'm just hoping that Bajcetic can step up this season. He's been a good, loyal... I've had him for two seasons now. He's hardly played. His first season, he played as a centre-back for the first half of the season. Did a very, very good job. Offside, Sam. Way offside. And so, I kind of hope some of these players will start stepping up now. Winkler, Silva, Bajcetic. We need big seasons from them. We've got the old heads in there, Velasco and Arribas. Alande 2-0. Okay, FM is having a brain fart. Why are we scoring goals at will here? There's only 18 minutes gone, and we've scored 2. I think the game's broken. They do like this 4-1-2-2-1. They have played better with the 4-1-2-2-1 in pre-season than any other shape I've played. I agree with that. To my cost, I found that out last year. I got so depressed, like being the best team week in, week out, and losing 1-0 or 2-1. And I just continued this afternoon with the Aston Villa save, and I set up what I thought, and the way the game played out. The game plan worked to absolute perfection until they had a man sent off in the 84th minute. And suddenly my game plan fell apart, so I will upload that as the continuation of Villa. And I think it's just the game reminding you at times, I'm still in control. The game has ultimate control over everything that will happen. No matter how good you are or how good you think you are, at the end of the day, the game is in control. And that was just like head in hands. And how they came back from being behind twice with 10 men, I don't know. When they'd actually only had one shot for the entire 90 minutes, and that was from about 45 yards. I don't know how this happens. But I think that was just FM reminding me you are not in control of this. I am. And fair enough, I suppose. And FM has a unique habit of letting you know that it will always control what's going on, no matter how good you are. Okay, there's lots of comments going on here. Playing with Barca right now, won everything. You are having an awesome time. Look, yeah, I do. Yes, I think he is. I read something this afternoon that he's going to be signed by Arsenal. I think you're right, Neil. I think he was on a lot of teams' radar. He was certainly on United's radar. I don't think he was ever going to come to United, but I think you're right. I think I read something that he's going to Arsenal. I'm really not quite sure why we are playing so well at the moment. But he's hit the bar. That's a bad sign, actually, which might mean they're coming back in the second half. And maybe I made a good call dropping the line, because we certainly haven't looked threatened since I did that. A couple of corners they've had, but that's about it. Is this a turning point season for this young team? Have they finally come of age. Who knows? We didn't look good in the Community Shield against Arsenal, but got to remember it's Arsenal. We lost 2-0 at the end in the end, but they're looking a bit better against Bournemouth here today, and Bournemouth are a team similar to us, so looking a bit better here today. I thought long and hard about who to sign, and we're going to have a look after this game, James. We're going to have a look, because obviously I value what you say. Sometimes what the chat says is complete rubbish, but a lot of what you guys say I value, and especially in the transfer window, we have done well in terms of shots on target. I don't know what to do, to be fair, because my sole purpose of this transfer window was to keep... Have they made changes? Yeah, they have. Do I want to do anything with these? Not really. Should I ask my assistant? Probably. Let's ask him. He wants a hard tackle on him. He's a bit... I'm not too keen on the hard tackle for him. But weaker foot, fair enough. Has he got a weaker foot? Yeah. We don't never press. Does anybody ever use that never press? I think that I learned my lesson when my assistant always used to say never press Van Dijk, and he always scored against me because he'd usually find space just on this area here. Nobody'd press him and he'd bang it in the corner. So I learned my lesson about never press with Van Dijk. I think the same FM, the best team doesn't always win is... Oh boy, it was so painful last year. Game after game, which you all saw, we were much the better team and ended up losing. It's nice to not be the better team now and be 2-0 up. The game deliberately does. I mean, to be fair, Emmy, that's what the game deliberately does. It wants people to get angry, to get frustrated, because what happens is, and I know it happens to me, when you get that angry, you lose focus. And I know when I am that cross with the game, I totally lose my focus, and in the end, to the point where I stop even trying to influence it. And that's exactly what it wants you to do. It wants you to give control back. And I've got to try and find a way to not let the game wind me up so much, but I'm just human, I guess. So, yes, it has been. It's a lot cooler in here now. As a result of that rain, it's cleared the air. So, well, I'm perfectly happy at the moment. If they come back, I'm not going to be quite so happy. But you can see they are desperately trying to get behind. What is Meslier doing? He could have caught that. That's a free kick, ref. At the moment, I got just really focused on stopping them. But I have to be aware they are not playing wing play. And it probably is more of a direct counter-attacking game they're playing. And so that would mean that it doesn't matter where they attack from. They're just going to attack quickly at speed. And am I set up right to deal with it? I think we're doing okay, but we're not dominating the game. So I'm going to take a look just quickly at what's going on here. Possession-wise, we have got the ball, so that's not a big deal. It is this direct football that they're playing, isn't it? Might be interesting to look at the chalkboard and see how many long passes there are. A lot of players are probably... Yeah, you can see, interestingly... that they are not passing particularly well. And that is an indication that they are hitting long balls, which don't always find their mark. So they are. And I may need to drop the line a little bit more as the game goes on. If they're still getting behind, might even slip into a mid-block and drop the line even more. Stop them getting behind the defence. I think I do have Diamande on a cover, which is working for the moment. But as you can see, it's not wing play. It's more down the right-hand side. Mane's having a good game. He's on attack, so I'm going to put him on support. We don't need to score goals at the moment, so I'm just going to help the team out a little bit in this area. And Traore, who is playing in this area, I think he's not a very good player. So I think, and not a very good crosser. Sorry, Traore. I think his crossing, I don't know whether to force him outside. He's got a long shot, so I don't want him coming inside. I'm going to force him to go outside on his left foot, but I'm going to tell Mane not to close him down so much, which is in fact what he's being told to do. So hopefully that'll solve that. I do need to be aware. I need to make some changes very soon. But this team is playing very, very well. Happy Badgetic is having a very good game. Utara, I was expecting a little bit better for him, Bournemouth being his old club who let him go. I thought he might have some anger in there festering. Oh, who is that? Allende. Allende's playing well. Valesco in that number 10 spot's having a good game. I switched that to an attacking role, and that might have something to do with it. Almost 3-0. Change to a more direct passing style. I think they have been playing direct passing style all game. But it's nice to know that you're on the case, Mr. Assistant. Tudor, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm using the MatchLab 4.1 for my saves. The reason why I'm using it is because it makes the game look more pleasant for me. The visuals are much more pleasant. I'm not sure it has any effect on the game itself, but the visuals are nicer. And some of the movement of the players is a lot better. Mane is very tired, apparently, bless him. I do have a number of tired players in my team. I'm not sure why they are so tired. Let's make a few changes here. Utara, I don't want to take him off. He's not one of the best players. Winkler can come off, and we'll replace him with Silva to see if he can do any better. And Utara I'm going to leave on. I'm just waiting for players to get very tired. João Gomez is getting to that point. And it might be prudent to put Gren back on at this point. He's not a ball winner, but he can play as a centre mid on attack. Give us another attacking option. And I think we will leave it at that for now. I'm also concerned about injuries. We're picking up a lot of injuries these days. So I don't want to make all my subs and find 2 players get injured. That might be something to do with training. But I'm not in charge of training. My assistant is, so that's his responsibility. It has been an awkward week, I do agree. Everybody was shocked. Very, very shocked. None more than me. I heard the news very, very early on, not from official sources, but I thought that can't be true. Somebody's just making that up. That can't be true. But it turned out a couple of hours later to be verified as true, and was completely taken aback. And that's why I decided to cancel the streams. It just didn't feel right to stream at that time. And yeah, I think I made the right call at the end of the day. Mez might be a better idea to being more defensive. Possibly, James. I want to try and keep the pressure on. I know that Grenbach likes to play in that role. So it's about keeping the pressure on. I think we're doing okay. I can't see us getting overhauled. Timon looks like he's tired as well. A number of tired players. Are we pressing? No, I think we should be regrouping. So this isn't the most intensive tactic. I guess what is intensive is the tempo. And I could come off. I've got to do something about 2 of these. Utara can stay on, so I will put Dominguez on for Bajcetic. And Timon needs to be replaced. Just swap where we need the width. The players who are going to do the most work, I guess. Utara can actually stay on, as he's not really doing a lot of work out there. Well done, Diamonde. Just get rid of it. 2-0 up with 8 minutes left, plus time added on. I think probably it's job done, but you never know. I am going to come off. I'm noticing players are getting very tired now. So I'm going to try and keep possession a little bit. We'll go narrower to help them try and keep the ball a little bit better. Slow it all down. And just hold on to the ball now. Because I've noticed that they are all getting really tired. And the only thing I can think of for that is that it's the tempo. There's nothing else that's intensive. A lot of the game has been down the right-hand side, which what you will find with this 4-1-2-2-1. Much of the game gets played down here. Much of the chances are created from the left-hand side because you get this overload of 2-on-1 or 3-on-2 over here. But you also find a lot of the game is played down the right-hand side. It's the strangest tactic that I've ever come up with, but it seems to work year after year after year. We just got to be defensively solid now for the last few minutes. That's okay. They can shoot from there. And we should see this over the line now. 3 points from our first game. That would be very, very nice indeed, FM. Thank you very much. It's very kind. And with Newcastle coming up next, I guess we need this 3 points. But I might change things up against Newcastle. Newcastle being very strong in midfield, I might have to go with the 4-3-3 against Newcastle and just shore up the middle of the park and just try and defend against Newcastle. Very, very strong with Tonali and Guimaraes in that middle of the field. That's where I need to be defensively solid against Newcastle. He's been a good signing, I think. Oh, what a chance. What a chance. And I'm going to call him Dango. I think his name's Utara, but we'll call him Dango. He's been a very good signing for a free. Bournemouth, I don't know why Bournemouth would have let him go. Salary wasn't too high. So I don't know why they wouldn't have just renewed his contract unless he fell out with the manager or something. A lot of greens there. That makes me a very happy manager. I think we played particularly well. We were more clinical than them, although they did create chances. We were more clinical. We had all the possession at the end of the day. And I think we put enough pressure on them, and that was a very, very nice start to the season, which is not often you get me saying that with this Ipswich team. So let's just put some praise about here. We need to improve morale. Morale is poor, as we found out last episode, because we went and asked one of the team leaders, and he just said morale is terrible. So getting some results might help. This football is a results-based game, so we need to put some results together if we can. This is not good enough, you guys. So transfer-wise, I mean, we did talk about this last time. A number of players made their debut, didn't Renault was one, as well as Utara made his debut as well. So why isn't he getting a mention? Velasco did very, very well for a change. And I was looking at transfers, trying to figure out where I'm short. And I'm seriously thinking about a left back. Finkgraf, is he going to make it? Don't think so. Which only leaves Timon, really. If I can bring in a left back, then I could let Finkgraf go. Finkgraf has the benefit of being trained at the club for European competition. But we generally only ever have 21 players despite that. So possible left back, but also looking at a left winger, which might surprise people. I don't know, because I have Alande, Grenbach, who can play as the left wing. Arribas can play as the left wing. But are they natural left wingers? And on the right, we seem to have sorted that wing position out. And if we go to the scouting and just have a look, Newerton comes in at around 16 to 23 million. And I think he's a good left winger. Looking at his attributes, his mentals in particular, for a winger, they are quite good. And I'd expect those to be not as good as they are for the amount of money. But technically, he's a very good dribbler, can cross the ball, has a good first touch, his technique's okay, and can pass the ball, and has a level of flair that fits the squad that we're building. I think he's a very, very good winger. Good evening, C3 Brit. How are you doing? So I've got my eye on him, which would then free up, I guess. Players like Alande can come over to the right-hand side, and players like Velasco can focus on being in the centre mid area, the attacking mid area. And he would be a very, very good player to bring in as a winger. And I want to play a winger on this side. So he would certainly come in as a very, very good winger. The other thing I'm looking at is the midfield. I desperately would like to bring in a DLP. I've got players like Scott and Dominguez, and to even an extent Allende, who can play. That's the best that I can say about them. And Kita, who's just about coming back from injury, for me, he would probably be better played in midfield, rather than be playing as a DLP. he's more like I brought him in because he was a ball winner. For me, in this position, the fact that he can tackle and he can mark is very useful for this tactic. And somebody just mentioned the Mazzala here. But he could also play as a centre mid on attack. Finishing isn't very good, but we can tell him not to shoot as much. But I think as a centre mid on attack, he would be a good player. So bringing in a deep-lying playmaker, somebody who really knows the job, could be very, very beneficial. I don't think I've found anyone who fits that. Larson would have been perfect. And he is obviously a very, very good player, but he's a centre mid and is a bit pricey for what... If I want to bring in two players, is a bit pricey. So I haven't really found someone who can do that role. Savio is a winger again. I don't know why he's in the midfield section of my... so really finding... He shouldn't be on. He's gone to someone else. So apart from this guy, I haven't really found anyone who fits that DLP role. I am interested in the winger, and there are a couple of options that I have. He's gone now, so I can't sign him. Anything in there? No. I guess that there will be suggestions coming up as we approach the end of the transfer window. And we have to probably have to look at those suggestions. The idea was to keep this squad together. Newcastle away is going to be difficult. I am going to go into the 4-3-3, I think, for Newcastle. I want to clog up the midfield, make it very difficult for them. We'll deal with the team selection. But certainly... we've got players who can play in here. So I think I probably will look at the Newcastle game as a test of how good or how bad the team is. Bournemouth is a gimme because we're probably going to lose a lot of games now, and it gives you 3 points at the beginning. Are they not happy, are they? Oh, bless their cotton socks. Let's just take some of this off them then. To be honest, I don't know why Grunbach is doing that kind of training. It doesn't make any sense to me. But there we go. We've given them a break from that. And let's move on. I suspect Newcastle are a very good team. It'll be interesting to see what they do in their first game of the season. And they are playing Manchester United away. This will be a tough game for them. Manchester United are so overpowered in FM. I just wish it was real life. It would be so much fun if it was real life. Oh, and they beat Manchester United 3-1. So they're going to be a very, very tough test. Yes, I'm very, very good, Darren. I'm well, and I hope you are too. My new channel called Scrambled Eggs will not be football based. There might actually be some football in there from time to time, but not Football Manager. But hopefully there will be stuff of interest to some of you. So I hope that some of you will come over and say hello on that other channel. I'm about to record the first video. And I also have a lot of ideas for future videos. Just going to upload maybe once or twice a week to begin with. Scrambled eggs, because it's about unscrambling the eggs and putting them back in their shell. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and we want to make sure that people are getting the truth, not the misinformation. This is a guy I've been... Oh, it would be... He is such a good player. He's pricey, but I don't really need a centre mid. I need a DLP. So, not for me, thank you. I think what I'm going to do is go to the training, and yeah, it's already changed. They're not as comfortable with the 4-3-3 as they are the 4-1-2-2-1, but I need different formations. That I did start the mirror save of this, where I actually took the job at Manchester City, and boy, is that going to be a tough job. As Edison has left and gone to play, I think, for, is it Aston Villa? And that actually leaves a big problem, because the scouts are not set up, and Manchester City have no goalkeeper. That is the issue, and we can't find one, which is a huge issue. So at the moment I've got them playing with a 1.5-star goalkeeper through pre-season, which is kind of cool. But playing with no goalkeeper is not good. And that is the issue that Manchester City have. I knew there would be one. That is actually the problem they have. Oh, good. I'm glad you rejected that. Is he doing well? Probably going to say not really, but he's okay. Morale is still not good. It's kind of weird that morale is where it is. Actually, it's quite good now, especially among the first team. So morale has gone up with that one victory. Shows how unused they are. Oh, I'm trying to sell him. Won't sell him now that he's injured. I think he's going to have to spend some time in the reserves, as I did with Alan, just to get him out of that first team squad. Oh, do I need to look at this? They are a very good team. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. They're very good. It does make me think we are going to have to either play out of our skins or we're going to lose. And I suspect we're going to lose, because we got 3 points from our first game. But I definitely feel that I'm going to have to close the midfield off. So we need to have high lines, because I want to make sure they can't dominate this area. I think we need to trigger press a little bit more. I don't want to counter press. Even though we're playing high up the pitch, I want them to get back into position. And I don't think the higher tempo is the right thing to do against Newcastle. We're going to try and play them at their own game and keep the ball. We'll play a dangerous game. I probably need them to be a little bit more disciplined, and we need to play balanced. Probably cautious would be better, and I think we will have a wing back on support rather than attack. And on this side, I'm going to have an inverted fullback. So let's think about this a little bit. We'll go that side. Timon's better. So we can put Timon on attack. Allende then can go on to a support duty. This winger can be a winger on attack. Give us some width. Not sure who will be in the team yet, but I think that's probably the balance that I'm after. We shall see. It's possible. Oh, you're kidding me. He's my wonder kid. I wanted to be playing him. Oh, this is ridiculous, FM. How many injuries are you going to give me? Just bought him, and I wanted to be playing him a lot. He's the DLP I was putting my faith in. He's the man who was going to play as my deep-lying playmaker. He's young, a lot of development to do, and now it was a waste of money because he's out for pretty much till February. FM is being extremely annoying in this save. Is it going to just injure all my players this season? Is that what it's going to do? We can't afford to have long-term injuries because we are in the Europa League, which again I didn't want to be. And then having won the cup final, that was just like so annoying because I wanted a season outside of Europe. And so now, okay, let's injure all his players so that we have another dreadful season in the Prem. Fair enough, I suppose. And who was mentioning earlier, the game makes him so angry. Emmy was mentioning the game makes him so angry, he just closes the game. You can see, it's, another one. It's very good at making you angry. This is what the game does. Because once you're angry, you lose focus. I think I might rely on Badgetich at the moment to do that DLP role. Oh, that is so annoying. I definitely need to bring in a DLP. Because I've only got Scott, and he's not playing very well. And he's not fit either. I think we might give Silva a start. That's probably a good idea. Winkler didn't play very well. We'll see how Silva does. I'm going to play them as an attacking advance forward. This deep lying forward stuff didn't work. Velasco Allende, good at taking set pieces. That is an ugly rumour. João Gomez, of course, will play. I'm going to play Badgetich in that deep line playmaker role. And then Grenbach and Gomez. Velasco can go on the bench, I think. Katara, I think, has done enough to justify, although his recent form is not very good. I think he's just about... Has he done enough? Let's put him on the bench and we'll put Velasco out there. Can he play as a winger? Yeah, he can do the job as a winger. And he's got a decent left foot, doesn't he? No. So I'm happy with that. It's the midfield I'm not happy about. That's really interesting. It's really interesting. I'm not happy about the midfield. A lot of injuries I've had in the middle of the field. And these players are not really midfielders. So it might be quite interesting. Shall I start Dominguez? Dominguez as the centre mid. Dominguez might do a better job than Grenbach. I know he's going to complain. Mane should do a decent job as the inverted fullback there. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Kendry Paez. good youngster. If I was going to bring in a left winger, it would be the other guy. So let's leave Brentford alone there. But I think he comes on a free, doesn't he? Yeah, he's on a free transfer. It's probably a good deal on a free transfer. Why is he on a free transfer? When does his contract expire? It has expired. I've run out of the ESC. I think you're only allowed 2 of those permits. I have already 2 in place, so I'd go for the other guy if I was going to bring in a left winger. I think I have to make my mind up soon. We're at the 11th of August now. And it might be if somebody starts drawing interest, a left winger or a midfielder, or that might be when I start to think about this lot of money that I have, 72 million. And I also have 100 and something wages per week. It's 1,100 in terms of wages per week. It's a lot. So I do have money. Stefan here. Where's Stefan then? Can't see Stefan. Oh, if you are here, Stefan, I can't see your comment. Good to have you here, Stefan. I just can't see you, which is kind of weird. Darren, good to see you. I don't think I've said hello to you, Darren. Good to have you here. What are these things that are coming up against? What does that mean? Oh, top fans. There's like a new thing. Oh, Callum is number 2 fan. Emmy De La Fuente is the number 1 fan that I have, apparently. And then Off the Pacey is fan number 3. I have no idea how you get into that, but Callum is obviously second. And it looks like Emmy is number 1. That's a new feature that I didn't. I think it's the number of chats that you do. Defines where you are in the rankings in terms of the number 1, 2, 3. At the moment, it goes up to number 7 based on... Apparently, Callum, you have 75 XP. It's sort of like a joint number 1, really, because the top one is 75 XP. I don't know how that works. That's quite interesting. I've never seen that before. And is Stefan in here under another name? Because Stefan's here. Announce yourself to me, Stefan. Diamonde is doing very, very well. But there's a problem. I'm going to take them all off if they complain about it. Individual training. The injuries. How many injuries have I got now? I've had several. I don't know what it's like now. 2. It's 7 weeks to 2 months. It's still going to be Christmas before Fanguera is ready to play. It's just a shame because I wanted to be playing him early on in the season. But it's not going to happen now. This is going to be a tough game. But if we defend well, we might get a draw out of it. We got to defend extremely well, though. He wants cautious. I'd thought about that. And take short kicks is probably a good idea. Defensively, I don't think we're that bad. It's whether or not we can control the midfield. The intensity is good, so stay in the game. And Valesco for Silva. Silva's poor at the moment, but he's got to be played. So I think the 4-3-3 will allow me the chance to get bodies in the midfield. The block, let's go to a mid block. I'm going to allow them to have... Oh, get on with it. Apprehensive about his opponent. No, we don't do never press. That's a silly one. So we will just check with him again. Now, what I want to do is just try and deal with those two. Tonali is the passer of the ball. So I really want to discourage them from actually giving it to him. So I want to try and put somebody on him. And we definitely do not want to be hard tackling him. Gamara is probably the same. We don't want to hard tackle him. No. We do want to put him on his left foot, though. And probably close him down. Just make sure he's uncomfortable. Tonali. So those two is really important, I think, not to. Livramento, not much I really want to do with him, to be honest. And Dedic, the same. They're good players. Oscar Gluck needs to be tight marked. I've come across him before. And I do want to hard tackle him. He's not very strong. He's brave, but not very strong or aggressive. So we do want to hard tackle him. Good player. Anthony Gordon, I just want him going out onto the left. Cross, if you like, with your left foot. And this geezer, not quite sure what to do with him. We'll have to see what he does. Isaac, yeah, just his left foot. Don't want to hard tackle him, just left foot. It's not too much. It's really important that we take out their midfield. That's why I've put 3 in there. I might put Allende tracking Livramento. And Valesco can track Dedic. Although he doesn't like it, get on with it. That will free up Mane. Okay, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Except I just want to check which side. He's on the right side, Gamara is on the left. So Dominguez should be able to tight mark. Not really. João Gomez is a marker and a tackler. I think they're just on the wrong side, aren't they? But I need the attacking threat here. I might actually switch them over and put João Gomez as the ball winner on support this side, and Dominguez centre mid on attack this side. So João Gomez is watching. I can even now instruct him as he's marked tighter. Oscar Glut, the attacking mid. Are you having a laugh? How does that work? Who's on the right hand side for them? Did I get that wrong? Tonali's on the right. Just leave that for now. Okay, so the pressure is all on them, boys. Got nothing to lose out there. Let's go and do it. The mid block, is that the right block against Newcastle? Who knows? I just think if we play too high up to begin with, they'll just give us a pasting. They're going to pass it around at the back. So counter-pressing is not going to be very effective for us. Just let them have the ball here. But it might be interesting if... Yeah, he could play as a pressing forward. We're not going to have the possession either. But shorter passing might allow us to compete for the ball. And first highlight, fair play, boys. If I can see Cooey. Yeah, Cooey's a very, very good player. James, very, very good player. Darlington's for... Yeah, the game is quite funny. You gotta just like keep going. Don't lose your cool. And I know I lose my cool so often. Game was obviously just trying to wind you up, Callum, for 8 games. Just stick it out and it will all come out in the end. If you've got a half decent tactic, you will be okay. Go on, son. Have a run. Stretch your legs. It's in. Dominguez. Inspired selection. Get in. Get away, FM. You're not going to let me win 2 in a row here, are you? No way. This game's not over by a million miles. Counter-attack football. That's how to do it. Fair play, Velasco. He suddenly found a bit of form. And Dominguez trucks it in. Who do I support in real life? Lollipop, I support Manchester United, unfortunately, in real life. But I'm hoping that a rebuild can happen. It's going to take 2 or 3 years. And we're not going to replace everybody we want to in this window. If we can bring in 2 or 3 of the players we want in this window, that'll be good. But I think we're going to have another year where we're suffering, but that's okay. The 25 glory years we had under Ferguson, everything comes to an end. Oh, 1-1 now. Oh, that didn't last long, but never mind. You must dislike the stream. Well, fair enough. You got to remember that this is only fantasy. In the mirror save and managing Manchester City, that would never happen. This is not real. This is not real. And that was poor defending, boys. And I wonder why we've let them score so quickly. It's a bit nip and tuck, isn't it? It's, what do they call it? When it goes one end to the end-to-end stuff. And each team's only had 1 shot and scored once. But I'm certainly thinking Newcastle will be much more clinical than we are. Although on the counter, we look absolutely frightening here. But that was poor. He held up the ball where he had no reason to hold up the ball there. He had men ploughing forward. But then that's my fault because we've got them playing at a slower tempo. So they will slow the ball up. Go on, Badgie. because we are going to try and compete with them for the ball. You can see the writing on the wall, James. It's like one shot each. I think they're a stronger team than us, and we are going to lose, I think. I will not be surprised to see us lose 3-1 or 3-2. Certainly not. I certainly don't think that's it in terms of goals. I just hope we can score as well as Newcastle. If it's going to be an open game, let's try and score some goals. I wonder if I should be playing more cautious. Oh, good save. And they do seem... Yeah, let's step up, boys. Let's try and close the gaps in midfield, because they're the thing that I needed to dominate, which was the midfield, we're not closing the gaps. We're stopping them on the flanks, but there's a lot of space with our centre mids. Is that the trigger press? Let's go for a bigger trigger press. We've got to stop them having time and space in here. I don't want to counter press. That's going to be totally ineffective. But we can go for a big trigger press. My longest winless streak. Oh, blimey. I don't think I've had many that have been too long. I've been 8 games without defeat. I can remember once, without a win. I can remember once, but I don't think I've ever gone on a really long winless streak. Touch wood. Yeah, you can see the space that they're getting outside my box, and that is possibly because I need to push up. If I can't afford them that space outside my penalty area. We got to play higher up, unfortunately. Their midfield is very, very strong, Newcastle. Gluck, Gumares, Tonali. In FM terms, that is a very, very good midfield. Unlucky Mane. Was that a penalty, ref? Come on. How long have I been playing FM? Since forever, Lollipop. No, not that long. I started in 2011. My first game was version 2011. Get in! Get in! Velasco's made it 2-1. I kind of figured there was going to be goals in this, but I don't think that's the last one either. Who created that? It was Timon, wasn't it? Lovely pass. So Velasco, out of nowhere... I remember him in the Community Shield. He was absolutely shocking, Velasco. And out of nowhere, he's got 2 goals in 2 games. Good selection, I guess. The manager's got to take credit where it's due. We stuck with him. Yeah, a long time. How long have you been playing, Lollipop? How many years you been playing? Yes, Galauco, I'm using MatchLab 1.4, version 1.4. I don't think it affects the overall game as such. I just think I like the graphics. I call them graphics, and I get told off for calling them graphics. I like what I see on the screen then. I just think the goals look better. The player movement looks better to an extent. Of course, there's room for improvement. But just in terms of some of the things that I see the players doing, I don't see in the vanilla. 2-2, is it? Yeah, 2-2 now. It's a game that's got goals in it, has it? Ah, boys, that's the high line, isn't it? Oh, boys. He's right on the shoulder, one pass over the top. We can't cope with that. So I'm going to have to lower the line. We'll keep the high offensive line, but I'm going to drop the line because we just will never cope with that if he does it again. We've got enough, I think, bodies in midfield to cope. Since FM12. So only 1 year after me, I was FM11. I actually quite enjoyed FM11. Most of the time I spent managing United because I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and United were a highly overpowered team in that year, as they still are. And I had a lot of success in amongst disasters because I had no idea what I was doing. But I brought a centre-half called Burton, I think his name was, and he just used to get me 20 goals every season. It's in the days that set pieces were a little bit unrealistic. And I remember old Burton scoring like so many goals every season. I think 1 year he got me 30 goals. And I quite enjoyed the innocence, as it were, of FM11. It became a lot more complicated, as I remember, around about FM 13 or 14, when they first started introducing roles into the game. More complex roles. And I didn't have a clue what was going on. And it took me a while to learn all the roles and stuff. What the roles do. There's a lot of information contained in each role. So it took a while to put all that into my brain. But it's been a fun journey. It's been an absolutely fun journey. It's been even more fun for me YouTubing the last 3 of them. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun at the end of the day. First save was 2019. Oh, right, okay. I haven't quite gone past the 4-year probation then yet, Lollipop. I always think learning this game, there is a 4-year probation you have to go through. Not quite made it yet. I think that if you play a lot, you will learn this game quite quickly. And you'll learn that it just frustrates the hell out of you, which is what it's designed to do. As I said, so that you lose your focus. And this game's got a long way to go, this Newcastle game. But at the moment, I'll take a point away at Newcastle, that's for sure. But we are in this game. Go on, son, go on. Oh. We are in this game. Lazio, that's who you generally start with. I like to start saves in England. I'm a glutton for punishment. Can I have a quick look at this? I'm an absolute glutton for punishment, to be honest. And playing in the Premier League is pretty much for me. Yeah, you can see it, can't you? Gamares and Tonali. You can absolutely see it. There is where the danger is. That is exactly where the danger is. Let's go and have a look at. Yeah, You can see it plain as the nose on your face. I was absolutely right. So I think it might be prudent. So I do like... I find it too easy in European leagues, and I've done a few of them, Germany and Holland, and they're just too easy. You're only up against one team to begin with, and all you've got to do is overcome that one team, and you can do it in 4 seasons. And so the Premier League, first off, getting to it is quite difficult. But once you're in the Premier League, I just think that is the hardest thing that you can possibly have to do then. And I think we have a plan. Maybe I should have done that earlier. And I think that's why I generally start with a team like Notts County or Wrexham, and how far can we advance that team? I'm proud of everyone's efforts. You've blown me away. I don't know how we're still in this game, to be fair. To be fair. I don't know how we're still in this game. But you are doing very, very well. Don't let me down in the second half and go and throw it away within minutes. And it is. I wonder, are we going to have a better season this year? Simply because I've only brought one player in. And that's Renault at centre-back. He's the only player I've brought in the summer. And are we going to have a better season because now these players know each other? I have admittedly brought in that wonder kid who's now injured. But he's just a kid. I did plan to play him a lot because I want him to develop. I think he will become a very good player. He might not now. He's had that injury. But he had potential, and I wanted to play him. But he wouldn't have started the season. He would have come off the bench in a few of the games. That he might have been the DLP that I'm looking for. That was my hope in time. Now that's on hold a little bit. Diamonde. Well, I'd say, in all fairness, we've given them a game. We've had 52% of the possession, so I did set out to challenge them for possession and not to allow them to just dominate the midfield. But here's the problem. Way too much space. And there's players that need to be closed down, like Gluck. You can't give him too much space. Anthony Gordon is playing well, but I don't see him as too much of a problem, to be honest. I'm going to close him down anyway. I think this is a team we need to close down. And I'm going to show him outside. His crossing is poor, so we'll turn him onto his right foot. Figured out what to do with him now. And that means Timon needs to close down less. There's still a couple of things that I want to figure out. Like, shall I have my wing backs crossing more often? Well, we are still in this game at 55 minutes. We haven't thrown it away yet. I do suspect we will. But we're actually doing okay. Gamares is probably their best player, and he hasn't really been a problem. 89% passing is not very good. Dedech has been really put to sleep because we followed him around. Valesco's done a job on him. And I don't see we have players playing. Renault is not having his best game. And I do on Meslier for some reason. I think I'm going to bring Atom on. Timon is not having a great game. I'm going to put him on a support duty. And then Allende is being Allende. And I'm going to bring Valesco over there and put Utara in here. Goalkeeper has been an issue for me. I'm struggling to work out why. That's offside, referee. Yeah. I'm struggling to work out why he's on a 6.6. 6.6, yeah, because he made some very good saves in the first half. And I'm struggling to work out why he's on his such a low rating. I mean, it could be his passing. We are the away team, so no, his passing is 100%. What's that? Clearances. I can't see anything that would be a 6.5 rating here. He's conceded 2 goals, okay. But he's 5 shots faced. He saved 3 of them. I just think that's a bit harsh. His passing is 100%. I don't know, 6.5 seems a little bit harsh for some reason to me. Let's go, boys. Let's continue with this. Badgetic is worn out now. So I do need to make a couple more changes. Scott can come on for some game time. And we have João Gomez worn out. He can come back to... he can come back to the ball-winning mid. And João Gomez can be replaced by Mr. Grenbach, who can play as the centre mid on attack. Yeah, I don't quite understand that rating for Meslier, to be honest. He hasn't really done anything wrong, unless he's been blamed for one of the goals, possibly, or 2 of them. I don't think you could possibly blame the goalkeeper. Another good save. So, like, he's on a 6.4 and just a blistering save. So I'm not quite sure about his rating. I'm wondering if the game's... Oh, he's gone up to a 6.7 now. He might have got blamed for one of the goals. Although, hard to see why, because I would find it hard to, looking at the 2 goals they scored, to blame the goalkeeper. But what do I know? And, I just noticed Mr. Andy has started playing Football Manager. I haven't seen him in here for a long, long time. Talked to him on Facebook, but he doesn't come in anymore, which is a shame. Hopefully he'll come back one day. But I just seen that he's playing Football Manager at this point. Now, come on, boys. If we can beat Newcastle here, it'd be a real feather in my cap. I think really thinking about hanging on for the draw. Oh. I was really thinking about hanging on for the draw. Well, talking of FM being very brutal, my centre-backs just made an absolute howler. I did say we were going to lose this 3-2 or 2-1 or whatever, but this is what FM is very good at. letting you down after you think you're in with a shout. But hey ho. We've still got 3 points at the beginning of this season after 2 games, and we've never had that before. And we're still in this game, I suppose, while it's 3-2, if we can just somehow manage to... Oh, come on. Did you see how good FM is at doing stuff? If they score, we hit the bar. Go on, Adango. Have one of your quality games as he gives the ball away. Newcastle have had 7 attempts and 7 on target. Clinical, huh? And Meslier has gone back to a 6.5. So you can't tell me that the goalkeeper was at fault in that goal. The central defender was, and he's quite rightly, Diamonde, gone down to a 6.5. It was a shocking error. So, yeah, but why Meslier gets some of the blame, I don't know. He's made another good save there. It's very weird. I think we deserve to be where we are. We haven't played well enough. We've created chances, we didn't take them. But FM, oh, come on. Hitting the bar after they just score. When we score, they score. It's just FM, this. Everything FM can do to upset you. And at the end of the day, FM is the boss. The match engine is the boss. As good as I can play this game, it's always going to control outcomes. And it wasn't our day today. But 3-2 away at Newcastle, I'd have probably bit your hand off for that at the before the match. A narrow defeat. It's not our line. Our line's functioning really well. Let's push it up for the last bit of time added on. It's not going to make any difference one way or the other. But let's just try it. Oh, it readjusted there. It recalculated the score based on what I did. So somebody's going to score, I reckon. Probably Newcastle. Because I did that little push the line up. It recalculated them. So I reckon someone will score. Well, it might not be Newcastle, it might be us. We're still in the game, remember. Got to get it to Valesco. No, nobody's going to score. Oh, one more highlight. Oh, boy. Utara, you donkey. He's not had a great start to the Premier League, Utara. Pre-season, he was brilliant. He was the best one in the Community Shield. I think 3-2 is a good result, in all fairness. Just didn't take our chances. But we have Leicester coming up, and we have... Who's the other one we've got coming up? Have we done Bournemouth? Who's the other one? Oh, come on. Stop this glitch. Thank you. So the other one is Middlesbrough. So we could get 6 points from those 2 games. But now we need to go back to the 4-1-2-2-1. And do they need a rest? I don't think so. No, there's a week. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's what I'd say about that. But I always suspected Newcastle were going to be too good for us. Early days yet, early days. We need good results, though, against Leicester and Middlesbrough. So I think that, I think we need a higher line, to be honest. That might actually mean we also need to be in a lower block. Because they're getting too many shots to touches. Let's keep with the higher line. Rather than going into a block. That's probably better than going into a block. I want to keep the tempo up against these teams. Hey Bobby, how you doing? Good to see you. Mostly carried by the defence. I mean, I don't know. I think in real life he's prone to the odd error, isn't he, Meslier? The Darlow save while watching you. Yeah, let me know. I just hope you're doing better than I am. Because this save is just turning out to be one of the toughest I've ever tried to do. And boy, are we having a tough time. And the problem is we're getting into Europe every season. When I don't want to be in Europe. And, like winning the cup finals is just ridiculous. Every time I think I'm not going to get into Europe, I win the cup final. It's just bonkers. And now, I guess soon we're going to have the announcement of who we're playing in the Europa League now. I hope it's not too difficult. I don't know what to do about... I don't feel like, for my left wing, I don't feel like there's someone I can just plonk in there as the left winger. There you go. There's my left winger. I don't feel like I have that option. It's odd, really. So that's why I'm thinking that left winger would be a 4-star player coming in here. And, could I use a 4-star player? Actually, let's try Velasco. We've tried the other two. That didn't work out. Try Velasco up front. And Alex Scott can come in and play in this. Which goalkeeper in the Championship is the best? I'd actually say James Trafford is a good call. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. Isn't he in the England squad now, Trafford? Pretty sure he is in the England squad, isn't he? So how are you getting on, Bobby? Hope you're good there. We've done quite well today. 189 views, but only 11 likes, guys. Go on, give us a like. Oh, we've got Renault out now. So another injury. This game is relentless. So that means that Atom will play. This is the kind of game that I want to give other players a game. I wanted Fanguero. Chieta's available, so we could bring in Chieta for Bajcetic. Arribas possibly. It's the kind of game you need to rotate. There's Mane is a right-sided. Diamonde is right-sided as well, isn't he? Yeah. So Chiesa can come back into the teams, give him some game time. I might actually Scott Allende Arribas maybe in here. Let's just try a couple of different things in this game. It's the kind of game that you lose when you don't rotate. Johannesson at Stoke and Zetterstrom at Derby. I got to admit, I'm guilty, as is James, of not watching the Championship, and I should, because it's on live. I have Now Sports on my computer, and I should, because all the games are on live there. What a good player. What a nice price. We could afford him. I could afford him. If I do go for the left wing, I could definitely afford him. On the other hand, is it possible? Reluctant to let him go. So let's just add him to the short list, because we probably could afford him. What a good player. We'd like him in our team. And he is a left winger I would put in there. Nobody else would get a look in. I don't think we've had a 4.5-star player in this team. And as I said, I just don't have someone who I think, right, there is my left winger. Have I done a LIM walkthrough save? What is one of those, Burton? What is a limb walkthrough save? What does the abbreviation mean? You got me on that one. We need a win against Leicester, just for morale's sake. We don't need one, because we're only in game 3. Or game, what is it? Game 3, yeah. So we don't need one. Mazure, yeah, let's give Mazure a game, Mane. But I want to keep Atom in there, because it's the kind of game you should give Atom a chance. Dominguez, Utara. No, I haven't been convinced by him. And Silva up top. I'm going to give Valesco a shot up top. He scored twice, so he deserves his chance. Winkle and Silva, they're still not doing the business. But one of these days they will. I'm pretty sure that they're both wonder kids. And one of these days the game has to succumb to the fact that they are very good players. And it will happen one of these days. I've just got to be patient. And then they both become, hopefully, very good players at exactly the same time. And then woe betide any of the other teams. I've just got to be patient with them. And he's done particularly well. Well done, Sam. Again, even in the reserves, the morale is very poor. How can we make the morale better? This is a home game, isn't it? Is it a home? Yeah, so I want to be positive. Going to play positive at home and attack, and away we'll, just like we did against Newcastle, we'll play balanced. I don't think I have much say in what's going on. If they're going to play wing play, I guess my knowledge tells me that we have to drop the line to stop them getting behind. But I think if we should be beating this team, and at some point we have to be recognised as a team in the Premier League, and not the game constantly having us being the better team and then making us lose all the time. We weren't the better team against Newcastle. They were clearly the better team. And can't argue with that. Ollie Watkins is playing for Leicester, is he? So come on, boys. Let's have 3 points here. Let's show them what we're about. Let's start to show the Premier League that we can play football. Or maybe we'll show them that we can't. Ollie Watkins was who they replaced Vardy with then, was it? He must be 30-odd now, 33 in FM. Because we're in season 6. He must be quite old. They're certainly coming at us right from the get-go, aren't they? And I've got to stop them using these areas, which is why the line is where it is. I'm going to go balanced just for a little while, because we're obviously not dominating the game yet. And we're being forced back much deeper than I want us to be forced back. But let's get hold of the ball, boys, and then we can start zipping it around. How good is Scott after his layoff? How good is Kieta after his layoff? That's nice. That's where the overloads generally are with this tactic. Oh boy, who was that? Let's have none of that nonsense. Come on, we've been playing fairly well. We've been scoring goals. That's better. I don't mind shooting from there. That's better. Be nice to get a couple on target, though. Come on, boys. You got this. We've had the possession. Which does go to show that they are very comfortable playing at this tempo. Good question, Callum. I think it's 4. 2 FA Cups, the Championship in the first season, 2 FA Cups, and we won the Community Shield if you include that as well. So yeah, it's 4. Which isn't really that bad. I know I complain about this being difficult and what have you. We've still won. Got to remember, we've still won 4 trophies. Despite how hard it has been. And we certainly are the better team at the moment. Although we've got to score goals. If we don't, Leicester will score. That's how FM works. Go on, son. You got that. Lovely. Now, swift counter-attack. Not quite swift enough. But nicely intercepted. And that's a lovely pass. And he was onside. Oh, referee was onside. Oh, Scott. Oh, this is not good. Wing back went missing. He was tucked inside. Why was he tucked inside? Is it covering for the wing back on the right hand side? Yeah. He might be too high up. That's a lovely pass. Get in. Oh, come on, FM. I was offside anyway. Oh, boy. Not one shot on target. Come on, boys. Is this another defeat? Is this season going to be the same? Oh, no, I couldn't bear it. A season we go through where the better team with a better team all the time and we can't win. Scott's gone. Yeah, I know. Actually, let's put Velasco back here and bring on Winkler. Very angry Callum in the dugout. Very angry. Huh? Oh, come on, game. I've just done this. Game gets very confused if you don't do things in the order that it wants you to do them in. It's a very authoritarian game. We got to be doing better than this. Totally dominant and can't score again. Right, we've got to up the ante here. If we get caught out at the back, we get caught out at the back. I'm not prepared to go through this season again. Same old nonsense. I'll just go into key highlights and let it do what it likes them. Because we cannot get a shot on target again. And I don't know what the game is trying to prove. Oh, I thought after you gave us a win at the beginning, I thought you've restored my faith in the game, but you haven't. You're just doing exactly the same thing as last season. And I don't know why, and you won't tell me why. So I can't fix it. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying, FM. You're going to let Leicester win. I know what you're saying. They're going to win 1-0. Because I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So you're going to let Leicester win 1-0. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's another example of being far better team and can't score again. We're going to lose this 1-0 for sure. Yeah, it's just... The thing is, this is a perfect example of what we were talking about earlier. The game is just trying to get me angry. And we've hit the bar how many times? in this game so far? Is it 3? 3 times we've hit the bar, and it's just trying to make me angry. And I've just got to sit here and sit this out. And the game, like, just let the game do whatever it wants to do. Here's the goal. Yeah. Oh, nearly. So it's going to have Leicester win this 1-0 because we can't score again and we keep hitting the bar. Well, I don't control where the shot actually goes. That is out of my control. So I can't take responsibility for the fact we've hit the bar 3 times. And so it's all about the game controlling what's going on. And like we talked about at the beginning, this game has spent 3 seasons trying to get me as angry as possible. At some point, though, it has to stop doing that. Because if it doesn't, then I mean, lucky I'm a YouTuber. Because if I wasn't, I would have stopped playing the game. And I'd be thinking I'm not going to buy another one. So at some point, it's got to relent. And say, okay, we'll let you back into the game. Because really, they don't want people to be thinking, I don't want to play this game ever again. So as hard as they are making this save, at some point they've got to relent. And otherwise, I probably will throw my toys out the pram and never play it again, which loses them money. And I don't think they really want to do that. Because it's just making me so angry that it's just... No, I don't think it's the same as a real manager, because what we're seeing in this save is that week in, week out, I'm the better team. And we're destroying Leicester in here. They can't get into the game. And we're destroying them. And this is week in, week out. You're the better team. And you can't get a win. And so, no, it's not the same as real life, because in real life, you lose most of the time when you are not the better team. There are occasions where sometimes the better team loses, but that is the exception rather than the rule. Whereas in this save, the rule is that the better team loses. And this might be their goal. So I think I'm going to go attacking. I'm just going to throw bodies up the pitch. And if that costs me the game, then costs me the game. It's really silly. And probably not the best player to play there. So we will put... Let's pause it. Gren back in there. Velasco's poor. I will put Aribas up there. And then Utera can come in here. Allende. I don't know why he's in my team, to be fair. I don't know why he even exists on the planet. He's just probably the worst player I've ever signed. There have been many poor players. Let's switch him into the centre, put Aribas on the wing. And let's go attacking. Let's put Timon on attack as well, and let's go attacking. That gets bodies up the pitch, and if it costs me the game, it costs me the game, but I'm fed up now. And so no, I don't think it's the same as, oh Christ, what a real manager feels, because a real manager, when he loses, will not be the best team week in, week out. And if I was absolutely being hammered game after game, I wouldn't mind. But when we are the better team, week in, week out, and still losing, that's not real. That's not how football works. The usual thing in football is that the best team win. Occasionally, opposition teams get a bit of luck against them. But it's not the rule. And in this save, it's the rule, though, that the poorer team beats me. There it is. Told you. And you can argue, I can read this, exactly what this game is doing. And I knew it. I said in the, 15th minute that they were going to win 1-0. I have no idea what this game is trying to prove, what this save is trying to prove. Absolutely no idea. I give up. To be honest. I'm going into key highlights after this because I've given up again. Because I have no control at all. So if I have no control, then I give it back to the game and the game can do what it likes. I really have no interest if the game is going to be like this. We've totally hammered them. They've had, 2 highlights? We've hit the bar 3 times. Come on. I really don't know what this save is trying to prove. But it's the same season after season after season. And if I can't win football matches, why are Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Real Madrid... why are they all offering me a job? I can't win football matches. This is so unreal. And those job offers are, they're just saying, you're not going to win anything here. You might as well leave. No team like Manchester City and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are going to offer somebody a job if you can't win football matches. It's the most senseless save that you've ever come across. Can you understand? I mean, can you get that? Why have all these big clubs offered me a job when I can't win a football match? It just is senseless. They wouldn't be offering me job interviews. They'd be just sitting there and laughing at me. It's just totally senseless. There's not much more I can do. Everybody's attacking apart from 2. I just don't get it. Yeah, the game is doing exactly that. It's telling me there's no future here. This team is going to be rubbish. So we're giving you an opportunity to leave. But I didn't buy this game for it to dictate to me what I'm supposed to do. I thought I was supposed to choose which club I'm supposed to manage. It can't just say, you're never going to get this club to improve, so move. I didn't buy the game for that. So it's and in reality, the teams who've been offering me job interviews would never come anywhere near me because I cannot win a football match. It's just the silliest save I have ever come across in my entire life of playing Football Manager. But it doesn't matter because we'll win the FA Cup or something because we're supposed to be in Europe every season. And we'll finish like in the relegation zone, still win the FA Cup to keep us in Europe because we're supposed to be in Europe every season. And some of the ways we've got into Europe have been totally bonkers. A team that couldn't win a football match wins the FA Cup final and finishes like in 14th, 15th place, just avoiding relegation. But we're supposed to be in Europe, so we won the FA Cup final. So it will keep doing that. But I just find this so... The word I'd use is stupid. The game has got stupid. That's the word I'd use. It doesn't matter what I do. We're just going to go to key highlights because it doesn't matter what I do. The game is just in control because this Ipswich team is so poor. It's never going to be a top of the table team. It's just going to be always so bad. No matter what, it's going to be a very, very bad team. I should have taken the job opportunities. And I didn't, and so I'm going to be punished for not taking the job opportunities. But I don't have to be. I can quit the game and never buy it again. And then up yours, SI, for being so stupid. I've got 3 wonder kids in this team. Not one of them can play football. Well, I'm not sure about one of them. They've injured him for 5 months. But the other 2 can't play football, but they're still classed as wonder kids. It's just the most bonkers, stupid save I've ever come across in my life. I've got a goalkeeper who can't play football either. I was told when I signed him he was a good player. I sign anybody that'll turn into a piece of shit within 3 weeks. Said in previous stream, I know I did like FM22. It doesn't matter. We're not going to score. I don't need to keep an eye on the game. I thought that was the last realistic game. I actually don't have it on my PC anymore. I only keep the previous game for a short spell. So I kept FM23, but once I had finished, once I was happy with this, I got rid of 23. I've only got 24 on the computer now. And I don't think I can download 22 anymore. But I'm done with FM24. It's just finished me off in terms of Football Manager. So I'm just going to put it in key highlights from this point on. And I'll talk to you guys. I'm not even going to focus on what's going on. Because this is just the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. Season after season after season. Here we go. It gave us 3 points. It actually made me think that it was going to place fairly and squarely, but it isn't. Now I've got another injury. And injuries are getting bonkers. I'm going to let the assistant pick the team. He can do what he likes. I'm not going to take part, basically, until the game changes and lets me win when I deserve to win. And that's it. The assistant can take charge. I should go on holiday for this whole season. And whatever it decides then I'll accept, and then at least I won't get annoyed. If I do that, I wouldn't get annoyed because I really am leaving it to the PC. And SI has taken complete control of this save. It's doing what it bloody well feels like it. And I'm running out of midfielders again, which happened last season as well. And enough silliness. So we're just going to go through it as fast as I can until the game starts to recognize me as a participant in this game, pretty much. At some point, it does not want to lose me as a customer, surely, and it will rectify it. Unless it does want to lose customers, in which case it won't. Because I'm pretty much, if my other channel takes off, I'm pretty much done with FM, because it is so bad now. After 22, it's just got worse and worse and worse. It's just so bad. I bring in a one. I wonder if my Wonder Kid got injured for 5 months because he's not like the other two and he can actually play football. So SI had to decide, we can't allow him to play because he's actually quite a good player. So we'll injure him for 5 months. The other two Wonder Kids I have just can't play football. Just unbelievably bad at football. I think they're in the wrong game. They should be in the netball manager game, not in the football manager game. I think they're really in the wrong game, and they've been with me 2 seasons now. These guys, though, are good at their language courses. They pass their language courses. Oh, God, got Newcastle again. Well, we're out of the EFL Cup then. As you can see, I've got to the point where I actually don't care if I play this game or not. Which is kind of sad. Because every season is the same. It's the same old rubbish as the season before. I wish there was an option to let the assistant do your substitutions as well, because I really don't feel like doing that either. Oh, that's pointless. Bored delighted with the club vision. I mean, I have a stupid board as well. They are upset when they should be happy and happy when they should be upset. The board is backwards as well. So we're just going to do whatever the game wants to do. I'm going to set the team up as it is, balanced away from home and positive at home. One of the other really weird things is that normally when I put this team into positive, they lose. They cannot play with a positive mentality, which kind of makes me think, should I play positive at home? I don't know why they can't play with a positive or attacking mentality, but the minute I put them into a positive mentality, they lose. It really is the most bonkers thing I've ever come across in my life. And so I'm going to just do strange things. I'm going to put them in positive away and balanced at home. I'm going to see how that works. I don't know anymore, Callum. But I just know that I have And now he wants me to go into a low block. Let's do it. Because I can't play this game. I am absolutely awful at this game. So let's do what the assistant manager thinks is best. And we go along with what he says. From this point on, this season is going to be like this. And I keep saying that to them. That comes up week after week after week. I'm sick and tired of getting bad results. It's there every week when we are the better team. And I don't know what the game is trying to prove here. I mean, perhaps I should have moved. But that was not my plan. I don't want to move, so you can't just say, well, you're never going to win because you refuse to do as you're told. It's just bonkers. We'll lose this one now, and then we'll be in the relegation zone, and that's where it's going to keep us. I think the answer, James, is in the manager profile. And I keep thinking I'm going to start a brand new save and I'm going to change the manager profile. Because what the game does, and the reason I know this is because they have leaderboards, world leaderboards. So the game tracks progress of managers. Steam does that. And you'll notice that the game has a leaderboard actually built into the game. So it will show you who's top. It's going to be disallowed, I know. So it's, yeah, see, I told you. So, it will show you who's top of the current world leaderboard for particular areas. And everybody skips over that page when it loads. Once a season you see it. And basically, the manager that you have, nobody ever changes the manager profile. What are you going to disallow that for, FM? And so that manager profile not getting changed is what the game goes on. So if, like we had, when we did the Journeyman, we won 30 trophies in 10 seasons. And the game has stored that information. Right, okay. This guy has a lot of experience, has won a lot of trophies, and it's stored that information. And counts in terms of the world leaderboards. I'm nowhere near on the leaderboard. And so as a result of winning probably 45 trophies in my journey over the hours that I've spent, the game's decided every time I start a new save, I don't start from the beginning. I have a difficulty level much higher than somebody who would be just coming into the game. It didn't last long, did it? We're not allowed to win, boys. I'm sorry. Is there an option in the team talk? I'm really sorry, but we are not allowed to win. It didn't last long. So we don't forget we've had the disallowed goal as well. And what are we playing? I don't want to play in the low block bollocks to the game. I'm gonna go and attack them. And we've been the better team again. And we are going to lose this without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, get on with it, FM, whatever. And basically, that's what it is. I need to just start a brand new save, but change the manager. But unfortunately, I like the name, Phil Oldman. I like the name, and I'd have to have a completely different name. So I'm stuffed, really. pretty stuffed. And you might be right, is to reinstall the game. I don't know if that's an option. And would the game then start you from scratch? See, as far as I'm concerned, every save, you start from the beginning. You don't start from level 25. You start from the beginning. But the game doesn't work like that. It's on your entire FM career. And the problem I have is that I've been playing this game constantly for nearly 2 years now. Not just the 1 year that's normal. So I'm building up a ton of experience. And the game is saying, well, right, you're too good to start at level 6 or 7. We're going to start every save you do at level 25. And level 25 is proving to be quite hard. And I'm not impressed. And I don't buy the game for them to decide what my life is. And in fact, if it just keeps going like this, I probably won't buy the next one. Especially if my other channel takes off, then that will take a lot of my time. And then they'll have just lost a customer because they've made the game so pathetic. And I'm really not quite sure that they know what they're doing. I mean, clearly, I'm not a very good football manager, and it's my fault, clearly. So we'll just see how my assistant gets on. He can do everything. Because we can't win this one either. Despite the fact that, once again, we are the better team looking at it. I just give up. Oh, he didn't put a left back on the bench, did he? Put 2 right backs for substitutes, but didn't. That's the stupidity of the assistant manager. They're always stupid as well. Why would you put 2 right back on the bench and not a left back? I just don't know why. So, of course, he's having a bad game, but he's gone on attack now as well. Because if you can't defend, you might as well attack. And Dominguez can go up here, and Badjatic can come in here. And that's it for subs. Just, I don't need to watch now. No, I think that's the only solution for me now, Callum. I actually think it's the only solution I have. It's because of all the trophies that I've won. That's why. And the game is not going to make it. Every save I begin, unless I change this profile now, then it's going to start at level 155. I do remember doing one, which I did for 1 season, where I started off, I think it was the Watford save, which I now use as my testing save. And I just started off offside, even if he had got anywhere near the ball. was actually in goal there, and I had no players who were even interested in getting anywhere near the ball. They're just looking at it, and nobody was in goal. Oh, God help. So that's why I think it is. It's because I've been way too successful for the first 12 months. And now the game's not allowing me to start at the beginning. So I'm going to have to put up with this for season after season after season. Or it's broken. That's another option. What I'm saying, Bruce, is that, see, here's another game we haven't won against the bottom club. Yeah, I'm disappointed again, team. The way that I see it is that the game is built on experience, and we will see this screen soon. It comes up every season. You will see this worldwide ranking screen. This is Steam collecting data. So now this is where we live. We always live here. And the game has plonked me right firmly back here. This is where we live. Every single season we live there. And it's put me back there again. And I foolishly believed that just because we beat Bournemouth and we looked good against Bournemouth, I foolishly believed that perhaps it was over, but it's not. And actually, when I've been in key highlights, I've done better than when I wasn't in key highlights. I have no control over what's going on. So I should change my profile and change everything within that, the player, so it thinks that I'm a brand new player. Because at the moment, every time I load a game, it's basing it on that manager profile. And we will get to see that screen soon because it's due to arrive. That once a season, you'll see the worldwide ranking screen. And you can actually type your manager's name in and find out where you are in the worldwide league. In fact, we'll do that when it arrives. And they have to base that on something. So they are basing it on the manager profile. So if you've won 50 trophies, then every save you do from now on is going to be hard. And it's going to be the same for everyone who's won 50 or more trophies in there. And I don't buy the game for them to control my life like that. I'm supposed to buy this game for myself, not for their pleasure. And at the moment, it just seems like it's pointless me actually playing. And I might as well just go on holiday to the end of the season. Because it's going to be exactly the same as if I play the games. And I have no idea what to do. Because I cannot change my manager profile now with this save. But I have zero control over it. I'm going to buy that left winger if I can. Just because I feel like I need to do something. And he's as good a player as I'm likely to be able to sign. And if that, I'll probably ruin his career. So we'll try and buy this boy. Let's ruin another career. Let's offer them that, see how that goes. They want 24 million. Let's try and get it down a little bit. Okay. So we'll try I mean, he will turn out to be absolutely shit. He will probably be one of the worst footballers that in the world. And if you don't believe me, just watch what happens if we sign him. He shouldn't even be in the squad. I've moved him already. Why is he back in the squad? So, yeah, let's see if we can get him over the line anyway. He's very interested. Okay, that should get him over the line. And I'm sorry, Mr. Newerton, I've just ruined your career as a footballer. Because coming here is a death sentence. (4-4-2). I do like a good 4-4-2. I just don't have players here who can play it. Which is a bit of a shame. You'd need a good ball winner or a box-to-box. And then probably a really good DLP sitting alongside. I don't have the calibre, unfortunately. And also you need like wide midfielder on one side for a good 4-4-2. I don't have that. I'm not a master of anything at the moment. I am totally useless, Bruce. I've lost the ability. I think I went to sleep one night a while back and I woke up and found that I couldn't play Football Manager anymore. Somewhere something happened that's caused my ability to have gone. Sad, but true. So that's it for tonight, because I've just about had enough as I can stomach for one night. How many times were we the better team and lost? This is not real at all. It's not even close simulation. And it's like, it's going to kill me. Going through the same season where you're the better team week after week after week and you can't win a football match. And then who's going to come in next season, next summer? Are we going to get Atletico Madrid and Juventus and all these big teams coming in again when I can't win a football match? It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense of a game. And the fact that 7 of these big teams have wanted to sign me just is a testament to how much nonsense it is. Because I cannot, as you can see, I cannot win a football match. So why would they be interested in signing me? You make up your own mind about whether it's nonsense or not. Okay, so we'll keep going, but I'm not going to put any effort into it. I've given up on effort. We'll just do it in key highlights. We'll go through the season as fast as possible. And we'll finish in 12th again or 14th again. And the board will be very happy, because all the board want to be is to finish in 12th or 14th. So they'll be very, very happy. And we'll have to go through it again next season. And next season after that. And next season after that. But we'll keep going until it actually kills me. Which probably won't be very long. But it would be nice to actually manage a team that can play football one day. I might just do my own save with a different profile. Just to manage a team that can actually win. Why would I feel it's a problem? He's been on the transfer list for months. And why would I think it's a problem? It's leaked. Yeah, it does, Lothar. It does. But, I mean, I don't know how long you followed along with this, but year after year. I mean, I had the first 3 seasons, I couldn't lose. Could not lose a football match. Even if I tried to lose, I couldn't lose. And then suddenly you wake up one morning and this team cannot win a football match. And for the last 2 seasons, it's been absolutely dire. But I always get into Europe. Yep. I usually win the FA Cup or something and get into Europe. And the game is the most bizarre, stupid thing that I've ever seen. And how I won the FA Cup last season, I can't explain that. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and I cannot explain how we won the FA Cup. On penalties, and do you want to see my penalty takers? This team. Let's look at my penalty takers. This is the most shocking bunch of penalty takers I've ever had the privilege to work with. I mean, you can't even say 11 is a penalty taker. Look at this, 6s and 5s and 7s. That's what I have for penalty takers. And we thrashed Manchester United on penalties. Come on, guys. And I think we won in a previous round on penalties as well. And somehow we went on and won the FA Cup. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. But it's obviously my fault, because I know people out there will be saying you're just a bad manager. So, okay, I'm a bad manager. So now we'll leave it to SI to decide my fate. And, yep, that's it for tonight. We'll come back one day and do it all again. I'm not quite sure whether I want to do the Sunderland save, carry that on, because I haven't heard that anybody's even trying the alternative FM World Cup. So I might abandon that as an experiment that failed. So I think we'll just continue with Ipswich until it drives me into my grave. This game is either going to relent and say at some point, okay, you've suffered for 15 seasons, now we're going to let your team play football, or it's just going to keep going year after year after year. I don't know which. We'll find out. And in the meantime, I'll go on ruining careers, because Newerton is a 4-star. I've never had a 4-star, but he won't be 4-star for very long. I really like it when the game is like that. I stopped Premier League in FM and just play in Italy. Too much money. I think, yeah, I think, though, that is a reflection of real life. I mean, the money that's being looked for a player like Mbuemo, they're asking for silly money. He's not that good. So it's probably that is a reflection of real life. 65 million for Mbuemo? No. That's nowhere near what I'd see as valuation. So, yeah, there is a problem with money in the Premier League. I just think that there is a problem with this game. And it's not the first time this has happened in a save. I've abandoned other saves because it was going along this path. And I could abandon those. And I think there's either too many glitches in it. It's either a problematical game now, or it's just based on your managerial profile and the trophies that you've won, the success that you've had. And don't forget, we're not playing over a year now. We are a long time into year 2, and it's still building up this experience. And every computer game, I don't care what people say, every computer game is built on levels of difficulty. Every single one. They always have been and always will be. And this is no different. There are levels of difficulty. And if it's doing what I suspect, it's taking your whole game experience to find your level of difficulty. And I guess I must be at level impossible. We'll see. Okay, guys, thanks for coming along. Thanks for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be recording the first of my videos for the new channel. I hope that some of you, possibly some of the older generation amongst you, will come and have a look at that. Hope so, because it'll be fun to see you there. So I'm hoping to upload the very first one of that for next week. Be a little bit different to Football Manager. I'll still be the same person, just a little bit different in terms of the content. Hopefully a lot done outdoors as well. So getting out in the fresh air to record videos would be fun. Thanks for coming along, guys. Thanks for supporting me. And we'll see where it goes. That's all I can say. But I do know that people generally don't stream taking too much care, they just stream and let the game do what the game does. They set up their tactic and let the game do whatever it wants to. So that's how I'll play from now on. And then I can relax and just talk to people. So thank you, guys. Been quite a few visitors coming in. I guess a lot of people came in to see me complaining again. People always like to see people suffering. Thank you for coming along. Take care as always. Be safe. And we'll see you, I think it's Monday, isn't it, for this one? What day is it today? I'm abandoning Sunderland. I've just made that. So we'll see you on Tuesday. We'll do every other day. We'll see you. If I can work the day out. What day is it? Is it Sunday? Yes, it is. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I live in a world where I never know one day from the next. Being retired. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you just don't know what day it is. See you soon, guys. Take care. Be safe.